will you absolutely tolerate? I'm going to ask that question. So when you've gone through so much in life and you've experienced so much trauma, regardless of the good, bad, and the ugly, it's just enough is enough when you come in to understand who you are and how powerful you are, how anointed you are, how chosen you are. How much do you really tolerate? Do you continue to put up with the same thing over and over again, regardless of who it is, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in partnership, business, if it's with your children, regardless of where and who, how much do you really tolerate? See, you have to understand what's your tolerance level, because your opponent would know that. Your opponent would know exactly how much you would tolerate, what your trigger points are, what they can do and what they can't do, how far you're going to let them go. Because listen, we allow certain things to come into our lives, but once we understand who we are and our worth, and we recognize those vices that come into our lives, it's up to you to accept it or reject it. So what's your tolerance level? Think about it. When you think about in your mind the things that you've gone through, the repeated cycle, you realize that you had a tolerance level that you kept allowing these things to come. You kept allowing them back into your life. You attracted those things to come back into your life again. But when you understand the cycle and the season and the time that you're in, think about what were you doing at the moment? Where were you mentally and emotionally during those times? Where were you financially during those times? Because a lot of times our circumstances allows us to be placed in uncompromising positions that we just tolerate so much. How much do you really tolerate? Whether it's compromise or uncompromised, you have a tolerance level. Once you tap into it and you understand it and you know, you won't tolerate those things that you used to anymore. Hello, everybody, tonight. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in and sharing with us. How much do you really tolerate? Thank you for being a part of our intriguing discussion on tonight. We're going in a little further. This finalizes. This is like the finale, guys. This ends the chapters. We're on chapter 10 and 11. Thank you so much for all of you all that have been celebrating me all month long, all week long. We know that we have done 11 chapters in 11 days, and I am looking forward to finishing this up with you all on tonight. My birthday is tomorrow, so I will be celebrating double grace on tomorrow. 5-5, guys. I will be 55 on tomorrow, and I am just so blessed and so thankful of God, and especially to be in the space with you all of you beautiful people. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for purchasing my books. Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk with Mary Jae. Thank you for following and fellowshipping with me on Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. for K-Fed's Kingdom First International Teaching Church. Thank you, women of treasure, my girls and pearls, my Jews. Thank you, all of you beautiful ladies, for supporting and being a part. So, to all of you, listen, guys, we're getting ready to go forward, and it's going to be so good tonight. Why don't you share with someone that has come into the space. Go share with them on tonight, because we're intrigued. We're getting ready to get up close and personal. We're going to take it a little further. Guys, we went by with chapter 10 on last night, and you all know it got a little deep, right? And I didn't realize, and I should say perhaps I forgot that chapter 10 was more lengthier than the other chapters, so we weren't able to finish it all. So tonight, I'm going to do something a little differently. I'm going to run through the recap. I won't expound much. You'll have to go back and listen to the videos to really get the in-depth discussion of what that chapter really means. And that's the meaning that I have. But you all put
your own note to it, put your own essence to it. What does it mean to you to be intrigued? What does it mean to you to market your product, to make the investment, to manage your time? That's why the chapters were written, so you can really insert yourself between the pages. Of course, I'm telling you and sharing my story. You should have never known that these chapters that I have written, that I was weaved throughout those chapters. And when we got to needs, wants, and desires, oh goodness, guys, it got a little touchy feeling. I got a little emotional. That's a chapter that really hits home in a really deep way. And of course, also, how much do we tolerate? That was another chapter that just kind of, it really touched me in a deep, deep way. So we're gonna go forward on tonight. I want to see who's already in the space. You guys go share, go share, go share. You already know sharing is caring. Everybody, don't you know that? Go share with a group. Invite someone to come in and share with us. Hello, Lizette. How are you, baby? Thank you so much. I had an awesome day. Enjoying my day. Thank you so much. Hi, my cousin, all the way from the ATL. That's my really, really good cousin, guys. Thank you so much, beautiful, for coming in the space with me. Thank you for sharing hard. Thank you for purchasing the book as well. And also to all the beautiful people in the room that has already gotten the book. Hello, Monique. Thank you, my beautiful Jew. Thank you for coming in the room. Come on in the room, y'all. This is it tonight. This is it, guys. This is it. This is the 11th day. The days went by so quickly. We did 11 chapters in 11 days. And tonight is the night, yeah, that we celebrate. Hello, beautiful Valeria. Thank you, beautiful, for coming in the space and sharing with us. So everybody go invite, go share, go invite and go share. Get others to come into the space. So listen, we're going to go over these chapters really quickly. I want to do all of this within the hour. Oh my goodness. We're going to try to get it in, guys. We got to fit it in, right? We may be a little bit over, but we're going to get in as much as we can, and we're going to finish it tonight because we have to. But I was so disappointed on last night. I was not aware, guys, that a portion of the reading was muted. It was muted, and I was not aware that you all did not hear the reading as I was reading those chapters. So I apologize for that. I think that is something on Facebook side, YouTube side, seemed fine. It was nothing was moved there, so I think that's something that happened here on Facebook. So hopefully it doesn't happen tonight. I hope that it doesn't. But if it does, will you please put that in the comment? And thank you, Lizette, for reminding me that did take place. I saw it, and then you said I was back on, so I didn't know if it was even, that I was on that long. But thank you for sharing that. So guess what? We're getting ready to get into it on tonight. I hope you've been intrigued already. Have you been intrigued? Let me know. Hashtag intrigue. If you've been intrigued, hashtag intrigue. And those that will comment on the replay, hashtag intrigue. Let me know if you are being intrigued, because it's going to be wonderful when we finish. Because guess what? We're on the chapter where we would celebrate. So it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. So we're going to start celebrating at the end of this chapter, okay? So those of you that don't know what intrigue is about, intrigue is 11 chapters, shifting your paradigm to produce positive, life-changing results. It dismantles all of those old belief systems, those old generational curses. We break up all of those religious barriers in this book, Intrigue. Dealing with intrigue, taking you from your professional side of you to your personal side, to your private side. We're a mind, body, and spirit, so we deal with all three parts in intrigue, okay? Shifting your paradigm to produce positive, life-changing results. So we're here, guys. We went over chapter 1. Chapter 1 is market your product. Go back and listen to it. As I said, I can't go over all of the chapters. We got to finish chapter 10 and 11 on tonight, so we're going to do both parts. And I'm going to take you back a little further, guys, than what we left off, because I didn't know it was muted, so I hope it's not muted again today. Let me see my comments and make sure. All right, hashtag intrigue, hashtag intrigue. Yes, hashtag intrigue. Thank you for coming in, James Morris. Hashtag intrigue, everybody. Thank you all so much. So you're being intrigued. I am so glad that you are. Thank you for celebrating along with me as well. So we went on, guys, for our conversations as it relates to all of what we're doing. And if you see me, as I say, looking over that way, I am looking at my comments. That's where they're posted. So I don't want you to think that I'm being rude and I'm not giving you eye contact and looking at these things. But that's where the comments are being posted as well. So I'm really watching the screen on both sides. So chapter 1, market your product. We did market your product, and I want you all to know that your essence, that you are your own walking billboard. Make sure you market your product well, and then make the investment. Spend time in you, share with you, invest in others' goals and dreams. So where you want to go, wherever you want to go. As I told you all, when I want to flourish in my women's ministry, I start going into other women's organizations. When I want to flourish in my book, in my company, I'm Press Publishing. I am a publisher as well, but I also sow into other people's businesses, and I sow into other people's books. I buy their books, I read them, I promote them. I don't just get it and talk to them about it, but I advertise it, I promote it, and that's what we do as we make the investment and market your product. All right. And then we have chapter 3, manage your time. I say it over and over. That is one of my favorite chapters. When you manage your time and understand your time is valuable, it is priceless. You can't get it back. Understand those time killers in your life, time stealers, time setters, and time changers. Go back and read the book and find out which one are you, or who did you allow to come into your space and eat of all your time and deplete you of all your energy. Then we have the chasing all of the wrong things, looking for those things that are temporal, chasing love in all the wrong places, guys. We don't want to do that. Go read, chase, and understand what we're doing as relates to know your size. Chapter 5, know your size is very central. Yes, it is. It's very spiritual, and it's understanding who fits right, who gels right, who connects right with you. Do you know your size? Do you know who to connect with? Who fits your vision and your dream? Is very essential. So I don't start there, but I do in there. So go back and read it on Know Your Size, guys. How big is too big? Understanding your vision, your goals, and your dream. Who told you it was too big? Who gives anybody the right to tell you what's too big, what you can't do? You can do anything that you put your mind to. Understand that that vision was given to you. It was not given to your loved one. It was not given to your friend. It was not given to your coworker. It wasn't even given to your pastor. The vision was given to you. And so you maximize your full potential, and you do everything that you need to do to make your vision become a reality. Get outside of the box. Stop thinking small, guys. It's not too big. If God gave it to you, if He gave you the vision, He'll also give you the provision. He will provide. He will send the right people in your life to make sure that your vision comes to pass. Though it tarry, wait on it. It's coming. It's coming. Sex toys, guys. Listen, you have to go back, read the chapter on sex toys, understand it in its entirety. Read it, guys. Sex toys is anything that you put before your partner, before your mate. It's anything that you put before God. It is any idol that you will give more time and attention to. I told you all, sex toys can be a habit. It can be a hobby. It can be your job, whatever it is. Understand it. Go back and read it, and you'll get the full meaning of it. And that's that touchy chapter for me, guys. You go back and read that. That was during the time that I was broken, that I was homeless, living in a hotel room for 45 days, going through the process of my divorce. God began to even download that chapter in my spirit, these wants and desires. We can have all three. We can have all three. Understand that. I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm jumping here. Let me go to chapter 9. I don't want to skip that chapter for you before we get to where we are on tonight. Pillow talk, understanding the hustle and the bustle of life, chapter 9. Ooh, going through the pressures of life. It's just so good to lay your head on the bed, rest on your pillow and be in peace, whether you're with yourself, by yourself, or you're in company, or you have a partner. Pillow Talk is a really good chapter. Go back and read it, guys. Read it and understand what I mean by Pillow Talk. And then I'm skipping around over here. How much do you tolerate? Chapter 10. That's where we were on last night, and that's where we're going to kind of finish up in just a bit. We're going to go back and I'll speed read until we get to where we are. Okay, if that's okay for you all on tonight, we'll speed read so we can get right back on track, so we can finish up our chapter for tonight. There we have it. What to celebrate? What are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? Yeah, what to celebrate. Not what do you celebrate, but what to celebrate. And I'll tell you what to celebrate, and we'll understand that chapter on tonight. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to begin reading. Let me know. I'm watching my comments as well. Let me know if we get into a buffer where it is muted and my sound go out. Let me know that. I don't want to read it. That's what happened last night, which is why I am going back to recap on tonight. So let's go there. Those of you that are coming into space, you still have time to share. You have time to share and invite others to come and join you on tonight. All right. Let's mute our music and we're going to go forward into our reading on tonight, guys. We're going to go forward into our reading, but we'll be right back after this. I want you to pay attention to the screen and I want you to check this out if you. What to celebrate? I love celebrating. Laughter, life, love, family is so much. Wedding bells ringing, babies being born. There's so many things to celebrate. Falling in love, or shall I say evolving in love, right? There's just so much to celebrate. When you put yourself in a position where you can really understand that life is treasure and it's short-lived, and so spend more time celebrating those wins, celebrating those victories, appreciating yourself. It's the small little wins. It doesn't have to be huge all the time, right? The small wins, celebrate those small wins, and you'll see every accomplishment that you're making, you're getting closer and closer to your breakthrough. You're getting closer and closer to your victory, the big picture, and all of the things that you imagine in life and where you want to be. When you start being grateful for the small victories, you win every time. So begin to celebrate, laugh at life. Yes, that's what I do. I laugh at life and I cry at being in love. It's not crying as far as being hurt, because I hear people say that all the time. Love hurts. Love isn't supposed to hurt. It's not. It's not supposed to hurt. It's a good feeling. It's a great feeling when you are in love with the right person. It's not painful. It's liberating. So celebrate it. Celebrate the small wins and the big ones. You're worth it. You are definitely worth it. Celebrate you, celebrate life, celebrate it all. And I'm so glad once again to have all of you beautiful people celebrating with me as we celebrate my 55th birthday. I wanted to do this for you. My daughter said, Mom, why are you reading your book? They're not going to buy your book. It doesn't matter. I really wanted to go over this and sell it with you. I hope you would buy the book, but even if you did not, this is my birthday tribute to you all. How about that? Is that okay? All right. So listen, we're going to go into chapter 10. I'm going to speed read through this chapter, guys. I won't stop like I did and expound each time, but I want us to go over it on tonight because it kind of broke up in some places on last night. So we'll still allow time for Q&A at the end. Okay.
Those of you that are in the space, please share and invite others to join us. How much do you tolerate? This is chapter 10 on page 109 for those of you that have the book already. Chapter 10, page 109. How much do you tolerate? And as I read this, because I'm not going to stop for this chapter, but think about the things you tolerated. Think about it. Think deeply about it and find where you are through these pages, okay? Like a can of spray paint hidden in the oven or on a hot stove. Once the contents inside reach their level of tolerance, what an explosion. I know you're asking the question, why would a can of paint be hidden in an oven? Isn't that just like life? We are maybe too busy, too prideful, or too tired to put things in its proper place. Sometimes our struggles are easier to maintain if we just keep moving. You've been on this journey for years and it has taken you off course. The problem is that your path has crossed connections and playing fields, and you have failed to recognize that you've landed in dangerous territory. You've been so used to fighting battles and winning wars that you have numbed yourself to the bone. You no longer can feel the things that have been affecting you. You can't feel the pain of the hot flames that have exploded in your face. You've been in pain so long, you have learned to fan the flames just enough to cool down, only to realize you just kindled the fire. Once the flames are fanned, all the elements and particles nearby are ignited, and you will find yourself in a soon to be forest fire. If only you had taken the time to slow down and follow the instructions. Contents in can are flammable. Keep away from heat. Keep out of reach of children. It can be hazardous and harmful to health. If swallowed, call 911. If in eyes, flush with water immediately, may cause blindness. But instead, you've wrapped your wounds, applied eye drops, gargled your throat, and refused to swallow your pride. You are your pride's prize. 911 emergency. It is time to get out of your own way. How long are you going to stand in the flames, allowing life to pass you by while holding on to your past or present circumstances? Okay, life happens. You were taken advantage of as a child. You had a child out of wedlock. You didn't finish school. You don't have a relationship with your biological father. You despise your mother. You lost your job. Your house went into foreclosure. The stock market crashed. You are incarcerated, divorced, unhappy, unappreciated, or unaccepted. Do you feel the flames getting hotter? Do you not stand? Don't just stand there. Do something. Of course, it is always better to stop, drop, and roll. Sometimes life can burn you badly enough to cause you to get out of the fire. But just like a kid, just like a child, you keep going back only to end up losing everything. Let us learn the lesson in this. Take your losses and start over fresh. You can begin again. Your experiences are the antidote you need in order to succeed. I'm going to slow that down and tell you that again. Your experiences are your antidote in order for you to succeed. Let go of the blanket of your past and stop enabling you to pacify your wounds. How much are you going to tolerate? Think about it. As I continue to read, think about it. What have you tolerated? The dictionary defines insanity as extreme foolishness or irrationality. For example, it might be pure insanity to keep standing in the fire, repeating the same cycle. Who am I to call you crazy? That may be a trigger word, but ask yourself the question, are you crazy? If you keep doing what you've been doing, you will keep getting what you've been getting. Stop and think for a moment. How much do you tolerate? Here's the survey. It's written in the book. Ask yourself a few questions. Listen. Should I remain in a broken, unhealthy, unfulfilling relationship? Yes or no? It's in the book. You can circle yes or no. Must I continue to hold on to a dreadful, painful past? Yes or no? Do I deserve to live in devastation, depression, disappointment, and despair? Yes or no? Think about it. Did you ask yourself the questions? Circle the answer for those who have the book. If you don't have the book, ask yourself the question and respond accordingly. If you've answered no to all of the above questions, congratulations. You have reached your tolerance level and you are at a much healthier and safer place. You are on your way to a healthier, happier, fulfilling life. You have just eliminated all the excuses, explanations, and insecurities that were holding you hostage. No longer will you remain a victim of your circumstances. No longer will you remain victimized by the perception of others, which were also merely a reflection of how you processed and perceived yourself. You are now in a position to go after your dream because you said yes, you've tolerated long enough. It puts you in a position to begin to activate the potential that is in you. You can now go after your dream. Now, listen, yes, I want a healthy, fulfilling relationship. Yes, I want to let go of my dreadful, dark past and move towards a promising future. Yes, I desire and deserve to live above mediocrity despite darkness and disappointments. I shall break the cycle and keep moving forward and aim higher. That's right. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself, motivate yourself, and empower yourself. I once heard someone say that sometimes you must participate in your own rescue. You are what you think in your heart, and you become whomever you desire to be. Forget your fears and set yourself free. You no longer have to walk in fear now, but in power, love, and a sound mind. Relax, focus on your goals and dreams one at a time, and start with what matters to you most. Find a comfortable, quiet space where you can concentrate. Make a conscious decision to remain true to yourself and the goals you have set. Remember, chapter 3, make the investment. By investing time and attention in yourself, you will begin to appreciate your own self worth. Again, appreciate before you depreciate. Take a moment to pamper yourself and treat yourself to something fun. You deserve it. Look at yourself and go look at all that you've gone through, that you are a champion. You stood strong through all of it. The fact that you made it means that you were born to win. Now begin to write your vision down and make it clear so that you understand what it is that you want to do. Take time to process it and give it some thought. Stay committed. Stay committed to it. You will encounter distractions along the way that may detour you. Learn to avoid people and places that will cause you to lose focus. I have to get some water here. Pardon me, guys. Learn to avoid people and places that will cause you to lose focus. Even when I study and when I'm writing and I'm doing projects, and I work out in coffee shops sometime from time to time to get out of the space, out of the home, so I won't be distracted. But I go far away. I go to coffee shops and other places where I won't run into a whole lot of people when I know that I have a deadline and I have to remain focused. So, take some time to carve out some space for yourself, some quiet time, and get to a place by yourself where you won't be distracted. Stay focused. Say no. It's okay to say no now so that you can say yes later. There's going to be some times that you got to pass up some invites, pass up some concert tickets, some conversations, pass up some late night talks, guys, pass up partying, pass up going out, pass up spending time with your girlfriend. I have to say no. There was a season that I just had to shut it all down. There's a season that I couldn't do it all, guys. I had to pass up. And even through that, God gave me my next book that I'll be writing and releasing called I'm Lonely and I Like It. Because I got to that place where I couldn't be at everybody's everything. You might have to hurt some feelings by saying no, and it's okay. But say no now so you can say yes later. And it's okay. No, it's not a sin. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that. And that when you understand how to manage your time, you'll see that it's okay to say no. It's okay if you don't make that event. It's okay. You'll be all right. Okay. So taking care of yourself first will put you in a position to do more for and with others later. No pressure. You can be a little selfish because it's all about you right now. And it's okay for it to be all about you. It has been about everything and everyone else before. And that is why you tolerate it so much. It has been about the kids, the husband, the wife, the parents, the friend, the job, the business, organization, etc. It's your time now. And here's what you need to do. Relate. Relate. Relate only to those who have and share the same goals, desires, and admiration. Remember, I talked about how big is too big? You can't give your big vision to a small minded person who would try to keep you in a box and wonder why that vision is given to you and how are you going to do it. So you got to learn to relate differently. Relate to those who will be in the same bracket with you, understand the same vision. That it's so good to just get to a table and gel with people of like mind that have the same vision and the same goals and dreams. So relate only to those who have and share the same goals. And this helps in relationships as well, desires and admirations. Interact with people of like minds. Find out who they are and what they do. Research and ask questions. This is all about an interview when you go out on a date. If you're going to date, I haven't dated for years. I'm going through a season of not dating. That God is finally lifting that season now, but I'm okay with it. And I'm not looking to date still. But I know that He's placing me in a position where I can say yes if I want to, but I still don't want to. But the option is up to me. Okay. Research and ask questions. Be very specific and make yourself clear. This applies to dating also. See, I told you it applies to dating. It applies to business. It applies to friendship and acquaintances. You have to know what season you're in. Know exactly who and what you want. Remember, you have reached your tolerance level, so you do not have time to waste time playing games. Change your circle and please listen, date up, guys. Everybody, gents and our ladies, date up, not down. Communicate with people who are going places
and have been where you're trying to go. You should always be reaching up and aiming higher. If the people around you are not on the same level, your circle is entirely too small. You will never be able to grow past your environment if you remain in the same place. So change up your space, travel the world, and explore various cultures. Now, after you've related, I know we used to hear relax, relate, and release. I have it the opposite, relate, because before I relax in my space, I gotta make sure that I'm relating on the same people that have a same gauge, a same focal point before I just go relax and kick it and go on vacation and do all of that with you. Release. Now, release. How are we going to do that? 1, 2, 3, breathe. Take a deep breath. Breathe in. Blow it out slowly again. Stop what you're doing right now and let's do it. Repeat these steps 2 or more times. In through your mouth and out through your nose. You should feel the weight of the world lifted from your shoulders. All the things that were in front of you or trying to block you are now behind you. You have a clear path to see what is ahead. See yourself 3 years from now, 5 years, or even a year. Your future is brighter. You are looking and feeling better. You are in a good place, and you should be proud. I can see it. Can you? Yes, that is who you are. Now, look to the hills from where your strength comes. Breathe, cry if you want to, holler, scream, laugh, and smile. Jump up and down, guys. Do it all. Celebrate who you are. Get it all out. Get it all out. Get it all out. And for many of you that will go back and listen to the replay on last night, you'll understand why we're here tonight. You'll understand that. You are releasing stored up energy that has been trapped inside of you for years. It is like removing the top of a jar of the top of a can of a spray paint. What was meant to harm you is actually working together for your good. Now the nozzle has been released. Use the spray paint to design your masterpiece. You have tolerated enough. And that is chapter 10 on how much do you tolerate. I couldn't expound on all of it because we have to get to chapter 11 as we end this in 1 hour. Now, how much do you tolerate? You can go back to those references. Those of you that are believers, those of you that are Bible readers, you heard me really quoting scripture throughout the reading. I'm sure if you were listening, you heard it. These are the scripture references in the back of each chapter. There are scripture references, and you can find these chapters at the end of entry. Write this down, jot this down for you all that already have the book. It's in the back of your chapter, of each chapter. Read Romans 8 and 28. This is for how much do you tolerate. Mark 4 and 19. Ephesians 6 and 11. Habakkuk 2 and 2. Ecclesiastes 3. Proverbs 27 and 17. Romans 8 and 37. Psalms 121 and 1. That is all a part of how much do you tolerate. And now we're on tonight, what to celebrate. Here we are in chapter 11. For those who are following along with your book, you can find chapter 11 on page 125. What to celebrate? What to celebrate? This is exciting. This is the final chapter. Here's what we celebrate. After we tolerated everything and we've been through a lot, you've tolerated long enough. You've been through it. I wrote, how much do you tolerate? While I was going through, guys, while I was in the hotel room for 45 days, I had really got to a point where I just didn't understand how I ended up there. And I started replaying those things that occurred in my head. Like, how did I do that? Why did I stay so long? Sometimes you stay past the expiration date. And now I'm in a season of no nonsense that, I understand who comes into my life, and I know that everybody that comes into your life are not there for eternity. There's some people there for reasons and seasons, and there's some that will last a lifetime. But even when those that come that last a lifetime, listen, understand that you're not going to just accept any and everything. You're not going to tolerate everything, right? You're going to come to a mutual understanding, and the two of you shall continue to pour into each other, whether it's in a marriage, in a relationship, in friendship, and partnership. Understand that, okay? So now, from how much do we tolerate, we're on the chapter where we're going to finish up on tonight, what to celebrate. And it reads on page 125. You have moved on to the next chapter of your life. Babies are being born and people are dying every day. You laugh at life and cry at being in love. That's me, guys. There is something familiar about this place, as though you have been here before. Is this where you began to dream? Think about it. You've tolerated so much, but now you finally got to this place where you can appreciate life. You can enjoy life. You're not just existing, you are living. But you realize that when you got to this place, is this where you began to dream? Did you imagine how extraordinary your life would be before you went through all your brokenness, before you tolerated so much? Did you imagine how life would be? Who told you to share your dream with those around you? Did you not see the limitations of their imagination? Someone told you that it was impossible, unaffordable, and unbelievable. You allow the opinions of others to take residence in your subconscious mind, only to find yourself drifting further and further away from who you were created to be. All of the haters, all of the naysayers, all of those who you share your dreams and visions with, that you found yourself, because of their opinions or because of how you thought you would be received, because of the perception of others, you found yourself drifting further and further away from the very person that you were created to be. Life has its vicissitudes. You have come too far to fail. Quitting is not an option, even though you felt like quitting many times before. No matter how many valleys you had to cross, there will always be some mountains to climb. You crawl when you cannot walk and smile when you want to frown. Maturity shaped your adulthood before adolescence saw you as a child. You took life by the horns, holding on with all your might. Even though you were knocked down, you were not knocked out. You managed to get back up again and rise to your feet. You continue fighting against all odds as you struggle to succeed and giving birth to your destiny, purpose, and dreams. You were born to win, to dream, and to conquer. For every battle you faced, a victory was won. You overcame obstacles and you conquered every fear. You are a winner. Do not forget
to count your wins. A lot of times we forget to count our wins. We forget those small victories. We forget those small accomplishments. Sometimes life can knock you up against the wall and you will have your back up against the wall and you will feel like you are a failure, that you haven't done anything, because that's just like the adversary to show you all of your downfalls. But guess what? He never shows you your victory. He never shows you when you've came up and you've gotten out. He never shows when you've gone through and you made it over on the other side. He doesn't show you that. He doesn't show you that. And disappointment and despair will cause you to be discouraged and you'll find yourself feeling like you haven't done a thing. But I challenge you all on today to begin counting your victories, counting your wins, start celebrating yourself more often. Don't wait till your birthday comes to begin to just celebrate you and what you do. Celebrate yourself at least once a month. Celebrate yourself if you can at least every quarter. Continue to celebrate even those small wins, because those small wins will encourage you to do greater things and to do more. Celebrate yourself, you guys. Perhaps you did not always feel like a champion, but you were winning the entire time. Who is that standing in the shadow of your mind as you watch your life unfold? If only you knew what decisions you made, another chapter was being told. Guys, when I began to write this, I was not trying to be poetic, but that is the way that God just began to download. Wow, you were so distracted by life that you did not see your name in lights. You won a very long time ago. It is time to draw back the curtains. Best performing actor, it's time to take your bow. Listen what happened. You were so busy winning in life, but you forgot to celebrate you. You forgot to celebrate your small accomplishments. You forgot to celebrate those victories. You were so busy working and doing. You forgot to breathe. You forgot to pause. You forgot to take time to celebrate you. Your name was already being in lights. God was putting you before great men. He spoke your names in boardrooms. He had your names in meetings, but your name has already been in lights. But you kept going through the mechanics of light, that you missed the time, you missed the season, you missed the time when you were supposed to step out. But you're in the right place on tonight. You in the right place where you are today, because guess what? You've already said you tolerated it long enough. We talked about it in chapter 10. And now in chapter 11, you're celebrating you. You're celebrating who you are. You're celebrating who God has called you to be. It's time to take your bow. Do you remember now? You are powerful. You are strong and courageous. You are confident. You are secure, witty and wise. You are loving and you are loved. Dare to dream again. Do you see the person you were trying to hide? You see yourself deep down inside, in spite of all the issues of life. Dare to dream again, regardless of what you've been through. Do you see the person deep down inside, that person that you were trying to hide, that person that you kept in the shadows of life because you were so afraid to step out, because people would watch you and critique you and tell you who you are, but you don't measure up to anybody's radar? What God has called you to do and who He has called you to be is all that matters. You don't owe anybody anything but to love them. Begin to celebrate you. Dare to dream again. You have written your life script, and celebration is in the air. You love celebrating with those who celebrate you. I love that, guys. That's why I'm celebrating you right now. I love you all so much, and I love celebrating with you all and those who celebrate me. I will show up for you. I will change my calendar, and I will come for those who celebrate with you. You toast and dance at parties and encourage everyone you know. The wedding bells are ringing. You have designed the blueprints to your beautiful new dream home and sculptured and structured the plans for your next business. It is time to celebrate you. You have celebrated everyone else and wrapped gifts garnished with a bow. Put on your party hat. Get ready. Let's go. It is time to light the candles, make a wish, and toast once more. Lift up your glass. Here's to you. It is time to celebrate life. Now celebrate the laughter, celebrate the tears, and celebrate all the setback, heartaches, and fears. Remember to celebrate the victories and the defeats. Cheers to unforgiveness. Oh my God, that has lost its grip. Hooray to resentment. You lost to pride. That was me. What a big surprise. You've been exposed. Yes. To those and everyone who walked away, especially those that you thought never would, the real party has just begun. You've just been misunderstood. If only they knew who you were, they would have celebrated you along the way. You have overcome every obstacle. You have leaped over every hurdle. Hold your head up high, put your shoulders back. And this is what I say: walk as if you have somewhere to go. Run, you're almost there. Leap, you are closer than you think. Skip, you will not faint. Now dance like it's already yours. You have been waiting for this moment. It's time to celebrate life. It is time to celebrate you. That is the end, guys, of chapter 11. Chapter 11, what to celebrate. That is the end of intrigue. And listen, this is the intriguing part. All of the scripture references is at the back of the book, at the back of each chapter rather. But here's the intriguing part. This is another chapter of your life coming now that you are free. You have been intrigued. And I've been talking about intrigue, and I purposely put the definition of what intrigue means to the back of the book because I wanted, as you read the book, as you understand each person where you fit and who came into your life, I wanted you to see, well, how did they intrigue you? What is it about them that was differently? How do you intrigue a person when you encounter them and you go into their space? Here's what intrigue means: to arouse the curiosity or interest of, be of interest, to fascinate, be a source of fascination, to arouse someone's curiosity, engages someone's attention, interesting, compelling, stimulating, and thought provoking. That's the definition of intrigue in the Oxford Dictionary. I hope this book has empowered and inspired you to reach higher, dig deeper, and stretch further. Every chapter was designed to stimulate your senses. That's why it was so sensual, and arouse your curiosity to captivate your attention. May every area of your life become enhanced and ignited with fire, passion, and purpose, causing you to dance through the flames of life and become all that you were called, created, and chosen to be. And then it has information about the author. That's myself. And that's actually the end. But let me read these scripture references to you guys. We have a few minutes. And those of you that may have questions, I want to open up so you can come in with your questions. I look forward to you. Thank you so much, beautiful. Thank you. Here are the scripture references, guys. What to celebrate. Ecclesiastes 3, of course, we know that. Those readers, those Bible readers. Ecclesiastes 3 talks about it. Through the whole chapter, I was talking about Ecclesiastes 3. First Corinthians 13:4, and I'm sorry, First Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 13. Genesis chapter 37, Habakkuk 2 and 2, Romans chapter 8, 37. Let me say this right, because everybody's not a Bible reader. So I apologize. Let me slow this down. Romans chapter 8, verse 37. Let me say it that way for those who may not understand what I'm saying. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 through 17. Luke chapter 23, verse 34. James chapter 4, verse 6. James chapter 1, verse 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 36. Okay. So you can go back and read it. And guess what? We're celebrating and we are done in 58 minutes, 2 chapters. See, I told you all. Now, if you have any questions, we'll open up to Q&A. Of course, you all can go and get the book. You'll be able to find the book on my website. If you go to my website, you'll be able to get the book there as well. You can go to my website at Mary Jae Enterprise, and you will be able to get intrigued there as well. I'm trying to pull it up for you guys on the screen so you can have it, because I want to make sure I pull it up, because it's Enterprise, not Enterprises, not Enterprise with an S. Okay, Mary Jae Enterprise, no S on the N. MaryJaeEnterprise.com. You can get the book there, or you can go directly to Amazon.com and pick up the book there. Okay. All right. So we've gone through every chapter, 11 chapters in 11 days. Thank you so much for sharing with me, beautiful people. I appreciate you all coming in the space to share for this intriguing book reading and discussion. And I hope you were intrigued. Were you compelled, guys? Was your curiosity ignited? Did it draw you in closely? Because when God gave me this book, and I began to pen this book, it just blew me away how he put this together with all of these metaphors and parables throughout the book. And I was intrigued as I wrote the book with all of the chapters and the way that he just began to take you on a shift as you read it. I give God all the praise and glory for it. I could not have written that in that way, and I know that I was inspired to do so by him. So blessings, everybody. Thank you all for coming in. Any questions? If there aren't any, it's been an hour and we've been here. Celebrate life, celebrate laughter, celebrate love, celebrate you all. I hope you've been intrigued for these 11 days that we have spent together. We've been right here together in this space. Thank you all so much for coming in and for sharing with me as we continue on to do greater things. Go out and be great. Do all that God has created you and chosen you and destined you to do. Don't let anybody put any limitations on you. Think outside the box. Do it differently. Do it afraid. Do it alone. If no one's walking with you, continue to do it, because God watches that and he honors your faithfulness. You all see me all the time. I'll do it with nobody's coming. I'm going. And there's sometimes that even in those places that you can't take everybody with you where you go. There's seasons and times. Seasons, remember, changes, guys. Cycles are repetitive and time continues. So don't get trapped in time. Don't get stuck. Keep moving, keep going, and keep doing and being great. All right. I love you all. Thank you for celebrating my birthday with me. I will be on a wonderful dinner cruise with my beautiful, handsome, adorable, loving family. My 6 brothers and I will be on a cruise on tomorrow. I have my bodyguards on board with me, and I'll be spending a real wonderful time of relaxation and meditation. I look forward to it, even sharing with my
my beautiful children that have really came together to make this possible for me, and to put all this together for me. I appreciate them. They know mom loves celebrating her birthday, especially. I love celebrating life, and I look forward to celebrating you all again. See you all on Sunday. Don't forget to connect with me for KFIT, Kingdom First International Teaching Church. Those of you that continue to share, thank you for sharing. I'm on live for the virtual church every Sunday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then I'm back on with the replay of Sunday's message on Friday night at 8 p.m. Okay. This Sunday, we'll be talking about chosen. Chosen. Be there. Thank you for celebrating me, cousin. Thank you so much. I will have a one. I've already had some great days too already thus far. I've been celebrating my birthday. Thank you all. All right. Love you. Because I'll keep loving on you and keep talking to you. Okay. I'll see you all. I'll see you all on Sunday for those who will come to share with me for a word on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. I hope you've been intrigued, everyone.